Rachel Priest, welcome back to the Cooper Associates County Ground.
Thank you.
Obviously, last year with the Western Storm, a great season, but a case of so close yet so far in the end.
Yeah, I think it was really special for us to make the final, and we had a bit of a tough day of it. Having to play the semi first to make the final, and then like you say, just not quite getting over the line was a real shame. But we were really pleased to get there. We had a good mix of experience and youth, but it just wasn't our day, and unfortunately, the Vipers beat us. But look, we'll be looking to change that this year and hopefully go one better.
And a quick chance for revenge, of course, because they're first up at the Ageas Bowl.
Yeah, a bit of a grudge match first up, which will be interesting. And obviously with it being a double header, it'll hopefully have a good crowd and everything as well. So, hopefully that'll be a good chance for us to get on the front foot in the competition.
Were you surprised by the success of the Kia Super League last year? Obviously we've seen the success of the Women's Big Bash over in Australia. I guess it was a case of being a bit of an unknown quantity, but it seemed to take off and was incredibly well received.
Yeah, like you say, it was a real unknown quantity. I think it was really successful with the time they had to put it together. I think it's only going to get better. It was really successful, and with the TV coverage and the double headers this year, it's only going to push it further into the homes of people and grow our supporters as well, which is really important.
Obviously, there are some big names in all the teams, but particularly Western Storm with the likes of yourself, Lizelle Lee, Stefani Taylor, and then of course the England contingent of Fran Wilson, the small matter of Anya Shrubsole and Heather Knight as well. There were big name players who all performed, but I guess the key to success was the fact that the lesser known players, the almost academy players if you like, came through. We saw the likes of someone like Georgia Hennessy hitting the winning runs, and everyone seemed to play their part both on and off the field. Is that a fair thing to say?
Yeah, I think so. I think with just the way the Western Storms run, we've got really good staff, which has changed a little bit this year. But yeah, they just create an atmosphere that's fun to play cricket in, and we're all one team, we're all in together. You're always going to have the big names in competitions like this, but I think we just really banded well together, and we had some really good youngsters, really fun youngsters that just made the changing room fun, and the travelling and everything was a breeze really. It can get a little bit tiresome, if you're in these competitions around the world and you're sort of going into different teams and meeting all these new people. But look, the Storm's a great place to play, and we obviously get looked after really well from the club as well. So yeah, I think Stefani really did really well for us. She was a match winner for us, which was really good. But yeah, we've got some youngsters that are really good, and we'll be looking for them to stand up again this season.
There seems, as we mentioned before, to be a great blend of youth and experience, and I guess in a competition like that where there is so much at stake over a short period of time, it's the whole squad has to play their part. And I remember speaking to Caroline Foster, who of course was the head coach at the time, and she was particularly full of praise for the players that didn't actually get any game time, the likes of Amara Carr, which I think is your fault, obviously, being a wicket keeper, and someone like Rosalie Fairbairn as well. Although they didn't get any time on the grass, they still played their part in what was a very cohesive unit.
Yeah, I think you've probably hit the nail on the head there saying a cohesive unit. I mean, it's always difficult for people to be in a squad and not get any game time, and be travelling around and doing all the same training that all of us were. But look, like I said, we had some really good characters in our squad, and those guys, that we owe them as much to getting us to the final. We need the support of them off the field, pushing us at training and helping us out with drinks and things like that. So, look, I think it was just, like you say, a cohesive unit really hits the nail on the head for us, and hopefully that will continue as we move forward this season and seasons to come, and hopefully newer people will get a chance as well.
This year we've seen a slight change behind the scenes, obviously with Trevor coming in and taking over as head coach. Slight change, but not a new face around, obviously, because he was involved last year. Is that important, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he was our sort of analyst, assistant coach. He had a lot of hats on last year, and he's been in really close contact with myself and I'm sure all the other players as well. And he puts a lot of work in behind the scenes that a lot of us probably don't see. He's a really positive guy, and I'm sure he'll do a great job. And he's already really organised, and he's got all our plans ready to go for when we get together later in the year. So I think, yeah, it's not going to be too different because we obviously all know him already, and we have got a couple of new coaches in, but I'm sure they'll fit in fine in our group as well.
And looking forward to the competition as a whole this year. Confident of going one better?
Yeah, definitely. I'm always confident that we'll be able to get over the line. I'm really looking forward to it. I really enjoyed it last year. You know, there was some really close games. The teams are very evenly matched, so yeah, hopefully we can go one better. But look, I'm just looking forward to, you know, getting out there in front of the fans and hopefully putting on a good show.